אהלן, התגעגענו. פעם אחרונה שדיברנו על ה-DX, אתם זוכרים באילת בעיר הנדל"ן. בסוף האירוע הזמנו אתכם לבוא ולהתעמק במרכז המבקרים שלנו, כאן בנתניה. אבל אז קרה משהו בלתי צפוי, זה הקורונה, ועכשיו יש לנו את ההזדמנות לממש את ההבטחה. אז בואו תצטרפו אליי למרכז ה-DX שלנו. בבקשה. אז 8 החודשים האחרונים שכולנו חווינו ביחד את מגפת הקורונה, גרמה לכולנו לחשב מסלול מחדש ולחשוב מה זה הערים והבניינים של המחר. בדצמבר 2019, כשהשקנו את ה-DX באילת, דיברנו על בניינים שהם future proof. וגילינו שתוך 3-4 חודשים היינו צריכים לספק פתרונות של הזמנת מעלית ללא מגע יד אדם, של תיאור אוויר בתוך תאי מעליות, של תנועת אנשים הרבה יותר יעילה. והיום אנחנו לקראת פרק חדש. היום אנחנו משיקים את הטכנולוגיות החדשות של השנים הקרובות בתחום הבניינים הגדולים ובתחום תנועת האנשים במרחבים העירוניים הצפופים. במחר אנחנו מבינים שחייבים בניינים שבהם תנועת האנשים היא עם קישוריות מובנית. שהעיצוב זה עיצוב שהוא חדשני וגם דינמי, יכול להשתנות בין שעות היום. שניתן לשמור על הבריאות של האנשים שנעים בתוך המרחב העירוני. ושכל הדבר הזה הוא במערכת מאוד מאוד גמישה שמאפשרת לכם, יזמים, קבלנים וכל האנשים שעוסקים בענף הנדל"ן בישראל, באמת לבנות בניינים גמישים וכאלה שיוכלו להמשיך ולהתאים את עצמם לעתיד לבוא. אז אני מזמין אתכם לשעה וחצי מרתקות, שבהם נדבר על הבניינים של העתיד, על הערים של העתיד. נדבר גם כמובן על הפתרונות לתנועת האנשים באותם ערי עתיד. נדבר על מה הולך לקרות באמת ממחר בבוקר, הפתרונות החדשים שאנחנו מביאים לשוק, שהולכים לאפשר לנו ולכם לבנות בניינים מחוברים, חכמים, בריאים וגם גמישים שיאפשרו לנו להתאים את הבניינים לכל שינוי שלא יתרחש בשנים הקרובות. אז שיהיה לנו שעה וחצי מרתקות ותודה על תשומת הלב.
בוקר טוב, איזו התחלה מבטיחה. אני מתרגשת להיות כאן איתכם היום בשידור חי מחוויית ה-DX, באירוע הווירטואלי הראשון שלנו בישראל. בעוד 12 דקות בדיוק נעבור בשידור ישיר לפינלנד ומשם למדינות נוספות בעולם. לשעה מרתקת על ערי המחר והבנייה לגובה של העתיד. נמצאים איתנו במרחב הווירטואלי מומחים מענף הבנייה מהחברות המובילות בישראל, ביניהם גם אדריכלים, יזמים, חברות ניהול מבנים ויועצים בכירים בתחום. יחד איתי נמצאים גיא קבילי, מנכ"ל קונה ישראל, סגי קוזניק, סמנכ"ל השירות, וססיליה יצחק, סמנכ"לית המחירות. אין ספק שאנו בעיצומה של שנה מאתגרת, מורכבת ולעיתים קרובות לא פשוטה. גיא, השנה הביאה עימה מספר מגמות. בפני מה אנחנו עומדים?
אז בוקר טוב לכולם, ובאמת אני מודה לעשרות השותפים שנמצאים איתנו כעת בשידור, מרגש. בסיום שנת 2019 השקנו בעיר הנדל"ן את טכנולוגיית ה-DX, כולכם זוכרים. סיימנו את האירוע באמירה שה-DX זאת פלטפורמה דיגיטלית, שלמעשה מאפשרת לבניינים שאתם בונים ומתכננים להיות מוכנים לעתיד, future proof, מחוברים וגמישים. ובאמת 4 חודשים לאחר מכן הגיעה הקורונה, ולמדנו שהצרכים משתנים הרבה יותר מהר ממה שחשבנו. מלמידה של התקופה האחרונה בארץ, אך גם בעולם, אני חושב שאפשר להבחין כי 9 החודשים האחרונים באמת מאיצים שינויים רבים. אנחנו רואים את העובדה כי יש צורך בבניינים שהם גמישים, בניינים שבאמת אפשר להסיט בהם את הייעוד מייעוד אחד לייעוד אחר, שצריך לשנות תכנון תוך כדי ביצוע לאור מאפייני האכלוס. והעיצוב גם כן הופך להיות אגב משהו שהוא דורש שהוא צריך להיות הרבה יותר דינמי והרבה יותר נושם. אנחנו גם לומדים שקישוריות של הבניין לרשת וחיבור בין הרכיבים זה דבר קריטי, זה must. ובאמת שמשתמשי הקצה שלנו מצפים לחוויה שמאפשרת להם גם שמירה על הבריאות, וזה כנראה ימשיך איתנו, וגם בניינים שנבנים וגם מאוחזקים באופן ששומר על הסביבה. אנחנו כחברה שבאמת מדברת על תנועת אנשים במרחב העירוני, צריכים לוודא שהפתרונות שלנו באמת מתאימים לכל הצרכים המשתנים הללו.
סיסיליה, את יכולה להרחיב על הפתרונות החדשניים המאפשרים future proof?
בוודאי. אנחנו בעצם מדברים על פתרונות חדשניים לתנועה אנכית של אנשים, כמו גם פתרונות תנועה חדשניים לתנועה אופקית, בתוך הבניינים של היום, וכמובן באלה של המחר. לנו ולכם, השותפים שלנו, יש את אותה המטרה, והיא למקסם את חוויית המשתמש, להנגיש עבורו את ההגעה ליעד בצורה החלקה והבטוחה ביותר. בשביל זה פיתחנו בקונה פתרונות טכנולוגיים שונים, למשל שערי הכניסה שלנו, אשר מעבר לעיצוב החדשני שלהם, הם מתממשקים למעליות בקליק, או רובוטים שכיום כבר ניתן לראות אותם נעים בתוך בניינים ועוזרים לכולנו במטלות היום-יום. היום גם ניתן לראות תנועה בין קומות באמצעות אפליקציה ייעודית ללא צורך במגע אדם.
סגי, ממה שסיסיליה אומרת, זה כבר כאן, היום.
קרן, בואי נדבר תכלס. הפיוטר פרוף זאת המציאות שאנחנו חיים בה כבר היום. מאז השקת הפלטפורמה הדיגיטלית באירוע שקיימנו בעיר הנדל"ן בשנה שעברה, חיברנו כבר כ10% מהמעליות לשירות 24/7 Connected Services. במספר בנייני מגורים, כבר היום הדיירים מזמינים את המעלית דרך אפליקציה, ללא צורך להשתמש בלחצני המעלית. תכנון המלון הראשון שבו הרום סרוויס הוא רובוט, כבר נמצא בעיצומו, ובמספר בנייני משרדים הותקנו מאווררי UV, שמאפשרים לעובדים באותם בניינים ליהנות מאוויר מתואר בתוך המעלית. אני חייב להגיד שקצב החדירה מהיר גם ביחס למקומות אחרים בעולם, ואני צופה שהוא רק ילך ויגבר.
גיא, אני ממש כבר סקרנית לשמוע ולראות. אז מה מצפה לנו בעוד מספר רגעים?
אז עוד כמה דקות נצטרף באמת לאירוע השקה הגלובלי מפינלנד, ואנחנו נצפה בשעה ורבע מרתקות, שנשמע באמת גם על מגדלי העתיד, אבל בעיקר על ערי העתיד. נשמע את נשיא ומנכ"ל קונה, הנרי כחנרוט, שידבר על התפקיד שלנו בקונה בעיצוב ערי המחר, ובאמת בבניית הפתרונות הטכנולוגיים שיאפשרו זרימה והרמוניה בערי המחר. אחרי זה נשמע את דוקטור עאישה חנה, מנכ"לית של חברת ADDO מסינגפור, שתחלוק עמנו באמת תובנות מדהימות מכלל העולם לגבי המגמות בערי המחר. הרחפנים ממש עוד שנייה פה, והולך להיות מעניין מאוד.
סיסיליה, אז איפה המעליות משתלבות בכל הסיפור הזה?
קרן, התשובה ברורה. אנחנו מדברים בעצם על השתלבות בשלב המוקדם ביותר, בשלב התכנון. אנחנו בקונה כבר מזמן מאמינים, כי יחד איתכם אנו אחראים לספק חוויית משתמש מרתקת ודינמיים למשתמשים הרבים. המורכבות של הבניינים כיום מחדדת את ההבנה, כי ככל שנתחיל לשתף פעולה בשלבי התכנון המוקדמים ביותר, נצליח ביחד לספק את צרכי המשתמשים על הצד הטוב ביותר.
סגי, אז תכננו, עיצבנו ובנינו, והבניין כבר קיים. מה הערך לבניינים הקיימים?
קרן, תראי, נמצאים כאן איתנו יזמים, מנהלים, מנכ"לי חברות ניהול מובילות, שהנושא שמעניין אותם יותר מכל, זה איך הם יכולים לשפר את חוויית המשתמש בבניין שאותו הם מנהלים. וכמובן, כפועל יוצא, איך ליצור ערך ללקוחותיהם על מנת להמשיך ולצמוח בשוק שהם נמצאים בו היום. היום הם יקבלו מידע שיכול להועיל להם לעמוד במשימה המשותפת לנו ולהם.
אז רגע לפני שמתחילים, שמרנו את הקצפת לסוף, ונמצא איתנו פה אורח מכובד, ערן רולס, שחזר לדעתי מדובאי ממש עכשיו. לדעתי יש לערן בשורה עבורנו.
איזה חבורה מדהימה.
אהלן, ערן, מה נשמע?
איזה חבורה מדהימה, בוקר טוב, בוקר טוב.
חשבתי שאתה עוד בדובאי, הגעת.
מרחבה, מרחבה. תקשיבו, היה פשוט מדהים. מדהים. אתם יודעים, אני כבר ביקרתי בכל בירות הבנייה והנדל"ן בעולם. כל המקומות שיש בהם המון פעילות. דובאי זה, איך אמר לי מישהו? זה פשוט לונה פארק להנדסה, למהנדסים וקבלנים ויזמים. אי אפשר להבין, העיר הזאת, אתה מסתובב, היא צומחת. 50 מגדלים שנבנים כל שנה, מגדלים, אני מדבר על טול בילדינג, לא על... וזה פשוט לא יאמן. ואני רוצה להגיד תודה, גיא, לצוות הנהדר שיש לכם בדובאי, לניקולס וכל האנשים שלו שם, שפשוט כיבדו אותנו, וערכו אותנו, ופתחו לנו שם, ולקחו אותנו לסיורים מדהימים, שיקחו גם את המבקרים, וזה היה פשוט מדהים, ואנחנו יכולים להקים את עיר הנדל"ן דובאי, בשבוע האחרון של ינואר, בין ה-24 ל-30 בינואר, אנחנו הכנו כבר סיורים, נפגשנו עם צמרת הנדל"ן והבנייה של דובאי, הולך להיות פשוט פעם ראשונה היסטוריה, אנחנו הולכים לעשות ביחד היסטוריה, וגם אתם הולכים לעשות שם דברים מאוד מעניינים.
יש לנו שם, אגב, הרבה בניינים, מה שאתה ראית?
תקשיב, גם אם זה ימינה לפה או לפה, 80% מהמעליות, ככה הם אומרים, של המגה טול בילדינג, של המגה פרויקטים, זה של קונה. וזה הצלחה, אם אתם תגיעו לזה, זה מדהים, זה נתון מדהים שם, באמת.
אז ערן, באמת תודה רבה. תראה, הסיפור שלנו מתחיל לפני הרבה שנים בניו יורק, בכנס CTBH.
אתה זוכר? עם שגיא, היה מדהים.
המשכנו בהשקה בעיר הנדל"ן באילת, ותראה, הכל מתחבר, ואנחנו היום יוצאים באמת לדרך חדשה, אז באמת תודה רבה לך. אנחנו מצפים אגב לפגוש את כולם, כל המשתתפים ועוד רבים אחרים.
הולכת להיות חוויה, גיא, מטורפת.
ורק נגיד שמי שיחכה לסוף, אחרי השעה וחצי, אנחנו בסשן שאלות ותשובות, ונגריל שם גם 2 כרטיסי טיסה לעיר הנדל"ן דובאי.
האמת היא, שיחקתם אותם. חבר'ה, תקשיבו, קונה מגרילים 2 חבילות לעיר הנדל"ן דובאי. זה מדהים. זה מתנה מדהימה.
תגיד, אגב, אתה באמת צופה, איך נשים את זה אל מול עיר הנדל"ן אילת? זה ריגוש אחר? כמה אנשים אתה צופה שיהיו שם?
יהיו לפחות 1,000 איש. יש לנו כבר 350 רשומים. עוד לא התחלנו הרשמה תכלס. עוד אין מחיר סופי אפילו. 350 כבר שריינו. יהיה פשוט מדהים, כי כל מי שאוהב עיצוב, אדריכלות, הנדסה, טכנולוגיה, יש שם את ה-cutting edge של הטכנולוגיות בעולם. זה מדהים מה שהולך להיות שם. זה סיורים, אנחנו נהיה יומיים במלון, חצי ימים אפילו, לא ימים שלמים, וכל הזמן סיורים, ובעזרת חברות כמו קונה, בדובאי, פתחו לנו שם את השערים לפרויקטים הכי נבחרים, הקרם דה לקרם של הפרויקטים ההנדסיים שנבנים שם.
אנחנו מתרגשים, אני בתור אחד שכבר יצא לו לבקר בדובאי, אפילו טיפה לפניך, ודיברנו על זה הרבה, באמת ראינו שם את הטכנולוגיות, ויש הרבה פרויקטים שהם מה שנקרא אספירציה גם עבורנו קדימה, ובאמת מרגש, ואנחנו באמת שמחים להיות שותפים גם בעיר הנדל"ן הזאת בדובאי, וישר כוח על איך אומרים, על המהירות, תגובה, איך אומרים, ממש הישראליות בהתגלמותה.
מ-0 ל-100.
מ-0 ל-100 בשנייה, ערן וולס, אז באמת תודה רבה, וערן יישאר איתנו פה, ואנחנו באמת מתרגשים. תודה, ערן. כן, קרן, אז יש לנו עוד מספר שניות לדעתי, לא?
אכן כן, נשארו לנו מספר שניות להתחלת אירוע ההשקה. חכו איתנו, אתם מוזמנים לשלוח אלינו שאלות למספר וואטסאפ שרשום בתחתית המסך, ואנו נענה בתום המשדר. אז ממש עכשיו, אנחנו עוברים לפלידמן, בהתרגשות גדולה, ומתחילים.
Buildings that don't use data-driven utilization, that don't have new kinds of user experience that are based on multifunctional use of space and are not focused on health and the technologies that enable health in the building, both become obsolete and unprofitable. The younger generation especially will demand it. They don't want to either live or work in buildings that don't have these amenities.
יאללה, עוד 40 שניות התרגשות, לא קרן?
ממש התרגשות. עבדנו על זה הרבה, ובמיוחד אלה בפינלנד עשו דרך ארוכה כדי להגיע להשקה הזאת.
האמת שאותי מרגש מתי המנחת לרחפן הולך להיות בבית, אבל לדעתי, כמו שחשבנו, שהקריאה למעלית טאצ'לס עם האפליקציה של המובייל, זה דבר שהוא איזה רחוק, זה הגיע מהר. לדעתי אנחנו די מהר גם נגיע לזה שנצטרך לחשוב על הרובוטים שמביאים את המשלוחים דרך הדלת, והרחפנים דרך המרפסות, וזה לדעתי הולך להיות מטורף. אז ממש לדעתי, אם אני אסתכל בשעון, אנחנו 30 שניות, אפשר ממש לספור, זה התרגשות, עבדנו על זה הרבה זמן, שיהיה לכם באמת צפייה מהנה, אחלה אירוע, באמת תחכו בסוף, כי באמת 2 כרטיסי טיסה ואירוח נדל"ן בדובאי.
והכי חשוב שהם יכולים לשאול אותנו שאלות דרך הוואטסאפ, ונוכל לענות להם על הכל בסוף.
נשמח לענות.
נכון, נשמח לענות, ובאמת, איך אומרים, שנלמד ביחד ונתפתח ביחד. אז לדעתי, 5 שניות, 10, אוקיי, זה 10, 9.
בוא נספור ביחד.
עשיתם אותנו היום מנחי טלוויזיה, יצאנו. יאללה, בהצלחה.
תהנו.
你好，欢迎光临。
Namaste, our आपका स्वागत है.
Hola y bienvenido.
أهلاً ومرحبا بكم.
Hei ja tervetuloa.
Bonjour et bienvenue à tous.
Ah, ben merci. Hello and welcome everyone. Great to have you with us today. I'm Andre.
And I am Fatima, and will be your host for KONE Rise Above the Ordinary, a global live launch event.
Today, we'll hear exciting keynotes on how to rethink future cities and new ways of living and working in high-rise buildings. Right now, we're in a virtual high-rise. It looks pretty realistic, doesn't it? But actually, we are in an amazing high-tech studio. So hey, thanks for joining us. We warmly welcome you to what will sure to be one of the most exciting launches we've ever done.
Totally agree with you, Andre. I have been looking forward to this event for a long time. It's going to be great to hear from top experts on how to plan, build, and operate high-rise buildings that match your changing requirements and needs.
Our fantastic speakers will discuss the latest digital and social trends and show you how to rise above the ordinary, to future-proof your building. But the highlight of our event is, of course, launching our new solutions. But more about that later.
We'd like to hear from you during the event, so don't be shy. On the side of your screen, there is a Q&A tab where you can submit a comment or a question at any time. For those who already submitted questions prior to the event, thank you very much.
You'll see that there's also a polls tab where we'll be asking you for your input during the event. And well, actually, why don't we do that one right now? Please go to the poll tab and tell us which one of these KONE high-rise references is the most iconic in your opinion. There are many amazing buildings in the world, but for the poll, we had to narrow it down to these few. So you have on the poll the Makkah Royal Clock Tower in Mecca, the Sky Tower in Auckland, the Marina Bay Sands in Singapore, the Citic Tower in Beijing, the Shard in London, or then the Porta Nuova in Milan.
Amazing references.
Indeed.
While you get familiar with the Q&A and poll tabs, let's quickly go over the agenda. Throughout the event, we will visit different floors to meet our speakers and experts. Soon, we'll kick it off with a welcome message from KONE CEO, followed by a visionary keynote speech from Dr. Ayesha Khanna.
And then comes our highlight today, the launch of KONE's new high-rise solutions with Tomio Pihkala and some of the best minds in the company. Sasha and Rami will discuss with a customer about one of the tallest buildings in Beijing, and then Hanna will reveal our new contactless People Flow solution for offices. After that, Visa will launch our amazing new premium elevator car that's all about multi-sensory user experience.
So, stay with us. You don't want to miss a thing.
You know, Fatima, I think it's time to stop being stationary and rise above the ordinary.
Yes, let's head upstairs and meet KONE CEO Henrik Ehrnrooth.
Magnifique.
Let's quickly check the poll results. And thank you all for taking part. Interesting. Most of you think that Marina Bay Sands is the most iconic. I would agree, though I also think Mecca Clock Royal Tower and the Shard in London are great buildings. Thanks again. Remember, you can leave a comment anytime during the event. Great that you are so active. But now, it's my great pleasure to introduce KONE CEO Henrik Ehrnrooth. Hi, Henrik.
Hi, Fatima.
And thank you for joining us here.
My pleasure.
Are you excited for today's launch?
Incredibly excited.
Great.
Simply because I think we have some great speakers and a fantastic program in store for today.
Looking forward. The floor is yours.
Thanks, Fatima. Also, a warm welcome, in particular to all of our customers. I am very happy that so many of you have decided to join us today. Today, it's all about reimagining high-rise. How we make buildings smarter, more adaptable, and flexible. Those are things that you will hear a lot more about today. At KONE, we are all about people flow. People flow is critical to building functionality. And we believe that with good people flow, you can make buildings much more valuable, functional, and a better experience for all the users and tenants of the building. And what we have today in People Flow Solutions is something that we again have worked on a lot together with many of our customers and our partners. We have worked very closely with customers and partners to reimagine, to think about the vision of the future. What is it that we will expect from offices and similar buildings in the future? Looked at what are the challenges, what are the opportunities, what is the experience we want to have, and we have imagined a lot. And you will see some great innovations that come out of that. I'm actually very proud and very happy about how our teams and our customers have worked together to create what we are coming out with today. We know much of the backdrop is the pandemic that we are going through. And many countries are experiencing a second wave. But what we actually can see, what has happened during this year, that many of the megatrends that have been so strong and we've seen have changed the way we work and we live, have actually just been amplified and been accelerating during this period. And it's also because of that at KONE. During this year, we have actually further accelerated our development to really bring new solutions, because we think that every change brings opportunities. We are big believers that offices will be absolutely critical to companies' success in the future because of collaboration, innovation, sense of belonging. But the way we use offices in the future, we can see already now, is changing. And that is why adaptability is so important. We can also see that health and well-being is getting much more attention, more and more important for people working in buildings, but also in buildings that they live. So it's about healthy materials, healthy indoor air, and a sustainable footprint of what we do. And at KONE, we have just this year again raised our ambition level significantly in the area of sustainability. We have made by far the most ambitious pledges in our industry to be committed to science-based targets, committed for KONE to have carbon neutral operations by the year 2030. And this is just the start. So again, we want to lead the way in this area and be the most sustainable player to support our customers in this area in a totally new way. So what we have today is something that is very exciting. I hope you're going to enjoy the program. And what you can come out with today is how do we bring experience to a new level. We're resetting the standard for what great people flow is in buildings, again, because of intelligence, adaptability, and flexibility. So I hope you have a great couple of hours ahead of you. And now, again, I will hand it over to Fatima and to Andre.
Thank you, Henrik. Thank you, Henrik. What an inspirational start to the event.
Indeed, it was, my God. But next, we have a rare opportunity to hear from one of the world's leading experts in smart cities and innovation, Dr. Aisha Khanna.
She's also the CEO of Ado AI, one of the leading artificial intelligence companies in Asia. She is joining us today from Singapore. Welcome, Aisha.
Thank you, Fatma and Andre. Greetings from Singapore. Today, I'll talk about the future of smart cities. We are in a new world. The pandemic is changing preferences and priorities for cities. And really, talent is looking for something else. While everybody in the world is looking at the talent war, wanting to attract people, what does talent want? Well, now it wants resilience, flexibility, wellness, and sustainability. So how will cities be built after COVID-19? Let's look at a few places in the world to get an inkling. Cities within cities, hyper-local services available to everyone. This city, as you can see, was designed by Spanish architects. And all the buildings in this smart city will have solar panels. In addition to this, the entire city is green, made of sustainable materials, and will have all the things it needs in one city, whether it is food security, kindergartens, medical facilities, everything will be together in a cluster. And there will be many such clusters in every city. Hyper-localization is the biggest trend, so that you don't need to go far to get the services that you need and survive if everything around you is under lockdown. Well, if you go deep inside, you can see a couple of things. First, look at the street. That's not a lot of transport on the road. It's bicycles and it's car light. Look at the vertical farming. You can see that the community itself is a circular economy and creates the food that it needs. And I'll talk about that more later. There's even a maker space, so that if you needed to tinker and make together any kind of components, if there was a need in your home or your building, you can put it together. And finally, every home can be a co-working space or a living facility.
That's interesting, Aisha. Can you please elaborate on how high-rises will be different in the future?
How high-rises will be different in the future? Let's take a look. Now, in Japan and many other countries, buildings are being retrofitted to consider what they will look like. These makeovers are going to prepare them for an environment of resilience and multiple functionality and also sustainability. So what does that look like? Well, first of all, the buildings will be contactless as much as possible. So you walk in, it's all based on facial recognition, voice recognition, or any kind of biometric identification. You go into elevators, contactless. You shouldn't have to touch anything. The air ventilation systems will be primed to constantly circulate air so that no viruses exist. And all the coatings on the surfaces of the building will be antimicrobial. Let's go a little deeper. What will the apartments look like? Well, they will have terraces like these, ready for drone delivery services. Now, we always need the ability to have deliveries, whether it's food, medical, or any other kind of delivery from an office. How will we get those? By having these high-rises be retrofitted to be ready to receive Amazon or any other drone deliveries. In addition, the buildings themselves will have a function that is beyond just housing people. Look at this rendition of one of the highest possible high-rises in New York, made by Paris-based studio Respublica. It improves New York's atmosphere because it actually filters out the carbon. In that sense, not only is it green and a high-rise, but it contributes to the environment. Now, why is that important? It's not just for carbon filtering. We know that by 2050, 10 billion people will live in cities, and 80% of all food will be consumed in cities. So where will we grow it? On the high-rises themselves. San Francisco-based Plenty actually raised $140 million in a Series D round just recently, not only by investor SoftBank, but new investors like Driscoll's, the world's leader in fresh berries. Many grocery, agricultural, and technological firms are looking at high-rises for vertical food and vertical farming in order to build more resilient cities. If you go inside apartments and if you go inside offices and high-rises, you will see that with artificial intelligence and augmented reality and virtual reality, you will really be able to participate in meetings. Not just a Zoom call as we do right now, but avatars that really mimic our expressions. And you will hear sound as if that person was really in front of you to your right and to your left. That's what Facebook Work is doing in this building, and it's interesting to see their experiments for the future in high-rise buildings. What about education? We all have had to face our children being educated at home. Recently, Engagingly has created a new kind of startup, and its whole purpose is live classes should be engaging by having seminar rooms. Again, the idea is that the high-rise is not one usage only. It has suddenly become a school. It can become a workplace. It can even become a gym. How? Because US-based Tonal provides a very simple mirror-like object that you put on your wall, and then it's attached to digital weights. And you can use it in a number of configurations to work out. But interestingly, there's an artificial intelligence trainer, and it automatically pushes you by looking at your heart rate, your position, and the weights you're using and the pressure you're using to improve and constantly push your fitness. This means that in one place, in a high-rise, you can have so many different usage. the digital infrastructure has now become a fundamental component of the competitive advantage of one high-rise against another. And it gets even more interesting. Amazon has a new product called Halo that will listen to your voice, and it will tell you if you're stressed or not. So that if you move from one room in your apartment, which you now use as an office, to the dining room where your kids are, and you talk to it, it will give you some advice on how to have good energy and calm down, de-stress, so that you can be there for your kids. These are the kinds of things that we will see in more and more buildings. But of course, the question is, we must also govern the digital infrastructure. We must make sure that whatever happens, we have the ethics and the data compliance to make sure that we are not being manipulated and our privacy is not being compromised. Government services will also increasingly be using AI. In Singapore, we became accustomed to using Boston Dynamics' $75,000 robot dog called Spot, being the policeman in parks telling us to maintain social distancing. And in fact, every citizen in Singapore will have an AI assistant. And the job of this AI assistant is to guide you throughout your life. Instead of going through the bureaucracy of the government, what you will essentially do is tell the assistant what phase you're in. Maybe you just became a parent, and it will make sure that it provides you all the advice that you need, all the subsidies, immunizations, recommendations for your child. And this is being rolled out across the whole country now.
Wow. Dr. Khanna, 5G seems to be a pretty hot topic nowadays. How do you think this will affect future cities?
5G is going to fundamentally change the equation of smart cities. We know that investments in 5G will reach 21.3% of total wireless infrastructure in 2020. Now, what does that mean? It means that if you can download a movie today in 6 minutes, you'll be able to download it in 3.6 seconds. That's how fast data can travel. And that means that the city can offer many services. For example, British Telecom is experimenting with 5G to help emergency health service providers. There's an ambulance. You're recovered by the ambulance, but the assistant in the ambulance is wearing a robotic glove. And real-time feeds of both the sensor data from his glove and from the different machines that the patient is tied to is going to that doctor who's wearing the virtual reality glasses miles away. And he's able to direct him on how to save the patient's life. This kind of remote, instant telemedicine is a huge example of how 5G fundamentally changes the way smart cities are made and adds to this idea that you can have a clinic anywhere as long as the data infrastructure and the 5G connectivity is very strong. Now, I'll just end by saying that in this world of virtual cities, we need trusted brands. And of course, here in Singapore, we aim to be one such safe harbor, because if you don't take care of data privacy, you may see the issues that you saw in Toronto, where a new smart city with many smart buildings had to be shut down because of fears of data privacy and AI manipulation. In Singapore, we have an AI and ethics committee, and the whole purpose of this is to have a set of guidelines and eventually compliance so that people, whether they live in high-rise buildings or work in high-rise buildings or just walk the streets, are reassured that their data is secure, that their conversations are private,
and most of all, that nothing and no algorithm is used to manipulate them. Thank you.
Dr. Khanna, that was fascinating. Thank you. But could you possibly join us here in the studio? We would still have a few more questions for you.
Ayesha, what would be your guidance for building and upgrading high-rises to ensure that the buildings are future-proof and adaptive?
The most important thing that the developers of high-rise buildings can do is to make sure that they're outfitted with the sensors, the cameras, and the digital infrastructure to enable a dynamic environment, whether it is contactless movement throughout the building, or whether it is preparing terraces for drone delivery, or having the kind of space that's essentially dynamic, because you can change it from an office to a gym to a play area to a social setting to a clinic, because it has augmented reality, virtual reality, and artificial intelligence computing power. This will be a huge advantage, especially when competing for high-power talent.
That's very insightful. It's really nice to have you here in the studio with us. Thank you. Now, just one more question, if I may. How do you see office and residential buildings adapting to this new era of living and working?
The demand will be that it's secure, that it's sustainable, because that's a value that matters to people, and that it's resilient. So if I need my food, I have the capability to have it delivered, but I also have the capability to grow it because the sustainable vertical farming facility is there. If I want to have a conversation or a conference call with my peers or my clients, I should not only have the teleconferences, but enough 5G infrastructure to maybe get together in a VR setting or have augmented reality presentations for my clients. These are no longer just perks, they're necessities in a post-pandemic world.
Thank you, Dr. Khanna, for joining us today, and thank you for Singapore for having built the Marina Bay Sands. It's also my favorite building, I must say. But hey, Dr. Khanna talked a lot about the future of high-rises, but we would like to hear your thoughts on this topic. So please go to the Q&A and tell us, what do you predict to be the future services and solutions tenants and visitors will expect in high-rise buildings and expect them to provide?
Very interesting to see what the audience will answer.
Looking forward to reading your answers and comments, please. So, while you do answer, I'll go upstairs to meet our next guest.
Enjoy the ride.
Thank you so much. All right, it's time to look at some of the answers you gave us to the questions we just asked. And, well, hey, two things came up. So, well, I guess coming from the lecture we received from Dr. Khanna, it's quite clear. We have contactless way to move around the building, and then this one came in, latest innovations for health and safety. Indeed, critical things. Thank you for participating. We really appreciate your activity during the event, so, you know, please send those questions and comments throughout our session today. All right, well, The time has come. Are you ready? After all that we've heard so far, we will now see how KONE is addressing these important trends and ever-evolving user needs. Here to tell us how to future-proof your building is Tomio Pihkala, presenting the new and very exciting KONE high-rise solutions. Tomio, the floor is yours.
Hello, hello everybody. The theme of the event is rethinking high-rise. This year has made us all rethink in many ways. Rethinking office in new normal. Rethinking how do we socially interact while maintaining physical distancing. As a humans, we have a strong desire to feel belonging, build communities, be creative, be innovative. And from urban perspective, it is the high-rise building that attract the best talents and enable innovations. So today we want to rethink high-rise because we see exciting opportunities in the future. Some of you may wonder, how KONE became a company which delivers elevators to one of the tallest buildings in the world. After all, our roots are in Finland, which is not known for the high-rise buildings. Well, it is a result of a series of innovation, technologies, co-creation and success with our customers. Looking back at our innovation history, we can be grateful for all these customers who trusted us when we launched the new innovations, which can make a step change in high-rise buildings. Good news is that today, this fantastic innovation journey continues. The new high-rise offering launch is also very personal for me. I'm originally R&D engineer. I used to work in a high-rise R&D development team for many years. I had a privilege to work with so many smart and creative people. I remember the moment of joy when we managed to run elevator with the ultra rope first time in our underground testing facility in Tuturi. I also remember the moment of pride when CNN broke the news of KONE Ultra Rope reporting from a helicopter above the London skyline. Today, we have also a lot of reasons to be joyful and also proud. We are taking quantum leap towards more digital and sustainable high-rise buildings. We are starting also a new chapter in our innovation journey. The elevator is no longer just an elevator, but it is becoming a platform. With this platform, we have endless opportunities to upgrade and improve people flow experience during the whole life cycle of the building. We can help our customers to personalize and customize the user experience in many unique ways. Today's event and what we are launching also underlines our commitment to be partner for our customers. We want to help our customers to rethink high-rise. How? In terms of how we plan, build, and operate high-rise buildings. Despite all the uncertainties in the world, we remain optimistic about the future. This launch is our commitment and statement to deliver more value to the smarter and more sustainable buildings.
way how we are going to transform people flow experience in high-rise buildings, and also integrating digital solutions in high-rise buildings. So let me summarize how we are taking buildings and people flow to the new heights in practice. There are three critical elements in our offering launch. Number one, adaptability. Our high-rise elevators will be connected. This gives us unlimited opportunities to add new digital services and solutions throughout the life cycle of the high-rise building. Using application programming interfaces and also partner ecosystem around the elevator, we can connect different services. Services like service robots, smart home solutions, navigation applications, visitor management solutions, or any other customer applications. We are also launching next generation people flow experience for office. It will set a new standard for the user experience in the future smart spaces. Number two, we are reimagining and rethinking the user experience. This is going to be something completely new. We are combining digital and physical elements and creating multi-sensorial experience. I'm actually not doing justice by talking about it. It is something you have to see to believe. You have to feel it. Number three, we want to be a partner for the smarter buildings. We want to help our customers in a planning, building, operating, and upgrading high-rise buildings. How are we going to do that? We are going to use different new technologies and tools in this process. For example, artificial intelligence is applied in our latest people flow planning and consulting tools to help our customers to plan and design the people flow in the high-rise buildings. Or our 24/7 connected services, also powered by AI, helping our customers to manage the assets in the high-rise building during the operation. We also want to share our thoughts how robotics and productivity innovations can help to reduce the construction schedule in a significant way. So this is KONE high-rise offering. Now, it is time to open the curtain, reveal what is the content of these high-rise solutions. For that, my colleagues will guide you forward from here. So I want to thank you for your attention. Also, please enjoy the rest of the launch event.
Thanks, Tomio. That was amazing. Next, we'll hear more details about different KONE high-rise solutions.
Well, let's start from Sasha Brozek and Rami Elzabi, who will be joined by one of great collaborators we have from Beijing. They will talk about how our smart building solutions can support you throughout the building cycle. So let's listen to them.
A warm welcome from Beijing today. Potentially you can see in the background the CITIC Tower, North China's tallest building. It's entirely equipped with KONE's vertical transportation solutions. Mr. Wang, it's a real pleasure to have you today here at KONE's high-rise launch. We're excited to talk about our latest developments for high-rise buildings to support our customers to future-proof their developments.
These are certainly very interesting times that we're living in today. And Mr. Wang, we would love to hear your thoughts regarding the recent trends that have shaped high-rise buildings in the past few years, and also reflect on the recent developments related to the COVID-19.
为什么大家都会都要想建超高层？其实我们认为，因为一幢超高层呢，它可以成为一个城市的名片，也可以成为一个城市的地标。另外，一个超高层的建设过程中，其实也是对全社会新型设备的和新型材料的筛选。
Mr. Wang, I think these trends have a lot of impact on people flow technologies and people flow experience in high-rise buildings. So what trends would you see when it comes to vertical transportation from contractors, developers, maintenance, but also for tenants?
这大家都知道，超人建筑如果离开了电梯是无法运营的，所以作为一个开发商，他会非常关注电梯的选择。那么也使得我们在这个筛选这个电梯过程中我们也通过对比，我们也得知通力公司的口碑非常好，所以我们这个工程把139台电梯一揽子都给了通力公司，因为我们通过建成后的推算，全世界已经建成的超高层，它的电梯运营的行程和楼高的比例，中国尊是配备最强的。那么在施工过程中，其实这个垂直电梯的作用也非常的大，因为通常在结构施工阶段，常常会占用后面的电梯的安装时间，这是普遍的现象。甚至，我在面对着前面工期被压缩了，可能后面我的竣工期又是固定的条件之下，我不得不下令要求通力公司去缩短它的安装工期。但事实证明，通力公司真的克服了很多困难，所以保住了我们在2012年就制定的2018年的竣工计划的实现。坦率说，没有通力公司的这种全新的付出和配合，中国尊想用如此短的时间来建成是不可能的。
So we have listened to our customer over the last years to understand the requirements for vertical transportation in high-rise. This also has made us one of the leaders in vertical transportation, and we're very proud today to launch the entire set of solutions of KONE high-rise program.
And that brings me to the part that I'm most excited about in this event, detailing the various solutions and offerings that KONE is launching today to lead to the next era of high-rise.
So all of these solutions have been piloted already in key projects and will be available in major markets globally already as of today. This brings us forward for driving our projects with our customers. And we'll talk now a little bit more about the specifics of the solutions. Two of my favorites are the KONE Ultra Rope and the KONE Jump Lift, which provides us as a leader in sustainability and construction efficiency.
And we've already had some terrific projects with both those solutions everywhere around the world, as far as Auckland, New Zealand, all the way to Seattle in the northwest of the United States and everywhere in between. And Mr. Wang, you've personally had some experiences with both of those solutions right here in Beijing. Would you like to share with us some of your experiences working with both Ultra Rope and Jump Lift during the construction phase and then all the way up until the building comes into operation?
其实大家都知道，从电梯发明开始，一直是用的钢丝绳作为夜影绳。但是随着超高层的出现之后，由于楼很高以后，这夜影绳的重量就达到10几吨甚至20多吨重量，所以电梯也成为一个建筑物里头能耗的一个大户。那么我们一直想建一个绿色的、环保的、节能的大厦。那么我很幸运，大概是在2013年的时候，我参加一个国际会议，就是 CHBU， 就是这个大会，我看到了通力研发出来的这个 Ultra Rope， 然后我看到以后，我觉得，这对于我们追求大楼的节能，是一个非常好的一个新的技术，然后我们就通过和通力的交流，然后我们知道，它其实这个 Ultra Rope 除了能够节能之外，它还能够避免大楼在风或者地震晃动以后带来的钢丝绳的缠绕，能解决这个重大的这种所谓的安全性的问题。另外呢，我们还知道。由于钢丝绳新钢丝绳在使用过程中，它会延伸，会越拉越长，所以新电梯投入之后，好几个月都要不断的去调整钢丝绳的长度。 来停止运营、调整长度，来保证最后的电梯的平程。但如果用了右曲弱部之后呢，就不需要来调整这个电梯的长度。另外，我们还知道右曲弱部居然它的耐火性能比钢丝人更加的好，所以我们当然就毫不犹豫地选择了这个技术。那么现在事实证明也是，这个技术用得非常成熟，而且用了已经有投入运行有1年多时间了，没有出现过任何的问题。所以这是我们对右曲弱部的这个一种理解吧，使用的体会。我在上海就干了一个上海环球金融中心，那个工程对我来讲最痛苦的就是垂直运力不够，因为塔吊也就最多也就布置4台，电梯施工电梯占了井道以后，我的永久电梯又不能安装，所以不是多花钱就能解决的。所以我就第2年又跟到上海，通力公司在上海又搞了一个又做了这个 job left 的一个推介会，然后我就觉得这可能是解决超高层施工阶段垂直应力瓶颈的一个非常有效的手段。所以我们在中国应该说第一次使用这个 job lift， 结果是应该说大受欢迎。因为我们算过一笔账，尽管我们只用了4台这个 job lift， 可是倒推过来它的运力相当于40台传统的施工电梯。那么你们可以想象，这大楼能够装40台施工电梯吗？所以4台的 job lift 相当于增加了40台的运力。所以我经常说，中国针能够全部按计划实现，应该说这个 job lift 是立了大功的。另外，当然，如果我现在站在业主角度上讲，由于用了 job lift 之后，我们整个开发周期也缩短了。那么，其实对业主而言，开发周期缩短就意味着它的财务成本的降低，而对于承包商来讲，是意味着他们的管理成本的降低。所以，实际上这个技术运用不仅是说增大了运力，实际上后面紧跟随着应该是业主的财务成本降低，承包商的管理成本降低，而且安全性能大大提升。因为这个电梯它是在井道里面的，比传统施工电梯、外附电梯它的安全性都大幅的提高。
We are also launching today KONE's guide rail alignment robotic system. It will allow the improvement of ride comfort, which is very critical in high-rise buildings.
And what about the people flow experience? KONE today is launching several new solutions that promise to redefine user experience in buildings, particularly in the office segment, such as our advanced destination control system and our office flow package, which you will hear more about later in this launch.
So what's also special and remarkable that we now extend KONE's connected digital experience solutions to the high-rise platform. So this will allow the monitoring and the support of data in high-rise buildings. In addition, we're also launching today KONE's Digital Experience Car, which is a beautifully redesigned solution for special buildings. Connectivity to APIs is very, very critical, and it will allow in future to extend to technically other subsystems like access control or security system integration.
What's also important to note is that all of this exciting offering content is not only relevant for new buildings, but is also very relevant for existing buildings around the world, regardless of their age. Here we see the increasing need for these buildings to compete in terms of tenant attractiveness with new construction. As such, our customers are increasingly on the lookout for the latest in advanced technologies to enhance the value of their buildings in their marketplace.
Yes, Rami, that's absolutely right. So KONE's DX solution can definitely improve the people flow in existing buildings. In addition to this, we're actually monitoring real-time data and use the latest people flow analytics tools, which allows us to improve the people flow. In addition to this, 24/7 connected services is now extended to the high-rise offering and allows our operators and tenants a peace of mind for their buildings with regard to vertical transportation.
Let's also not forget KONE ultra-rope solutions for existing buildings. In fact, some of our very first ultra-rope deliveries around the world were for modernization solutions, where we have shown significant ability to improve the value of a building in terms of the uptime for the elevator equipment. And that's very important where in buildings where the revenue model depends on the availability of an elevator. A perfect example would be an observation deck.
Good. In summary, we are very, very excited about the launch today of KONE's high-rise programs and looking forward to work with our customers and clients around the world. Mr. Wang, especially I would like to thank you, and it was a real honor to have you with us today. Looking forward also for future cooperation.
我今天非常高兴，在这阳光明媚的初冬，在北京见到你们。我知道过去，通力公司在解决超高层的建设的垂直应力方面做出了很多特殊的贡献。我也预祝通力公司在未来引领全球超高层建筑的垂直方案方面做出更大的贡献。祝贺你们！
谢谢你。
Thank you, Mr. Wang, and thank you for the rest of our audience for your time and attention. And we now hand it back to our studio hosts for more exciting content. Thank you.
Thank you, gentlemen. Really interesting.
Indeed.
I like the point you made about this new offering. It's not only for new buildings, but also for existing buildings. Hey, Andre, I think it is time to reveal more solutions to help high-rise owners future-proof their buildings.
Yes, indeed it is. But just before we do, I would like to remind you that we'll have a short Q&A session with these speakers. So please submit your questions through the Q&A tab so that we can take them and ask some of them to our speakers.
Yes, this is what we have been waiting for. Next up, we have Hanna Inget, who will talk about our connected people flow solutions and introduce an exciting new innovation for office buildings. Welcome, Hanna.
Thanks, Fatima. This year has helped us realize how important working with others really is. Working digitally unlocks many opportunities, but being creative and productive is made easier when we meet face-to-face, have coffee breaks with colleagues, and really experience being part of the team. This new reality has changed everything and is demanding more from the workplace than ever before. That's why we are launching connected elevators for high-rise environments, which combine connectivity and easy-to-activate services. We are bringing a new user experience to life through a combination of design and digital services provided by KONE or our partners. These elevators are smart from the start and will increase the attractiveness and the value of buildings. New services change the game in terms of what an elevator is and what it can become. Think about it. No one would buy a smartphone that you can install apps on. So going forward, why would anybody buy an elevator that doesn't come with connectivity and the services it enables? With the help of application programming interfaces, APIs, smart building solutions and elevators can be easily connected to communicate. For example, this could be services to specific floors, links to building management system, service robots, drones, music, or additional services to aid disabled people navigate the building. So with this platform approach, we create upgradability unlike anything else in the industry. Connectivity enables smoother and safer people flow, as well as adaptability to changing needs. The workplace of the future will be a dynamic mix of physical and digital worlds, where offices need to be flexibly modified to meet evolving demands. It's all about people. Personal experiences boost innovation, attract talent, and ensure the overall well-being of employees. And how do you create these personal experiences? Let me introduce to you our solution for the workplace of the future, KONE Office Flow. KONE Office Flow is a flexible, connected solution that grows with your needs and adapts to the digital future of the workplace. Employees enjoy the comfort of a personalized experience, as well as clear guidance and smooth access to their destination. This is made possible through a smart and effortless mobile experience. Inviting guests is hassle-free, increasing the visitor's convenience, and minimizing waiting times. Employees enjoy effortless hosting as they are able to provide immediate access all the way to the destination floor. Office Flow is designed to adapt to different architecture and interior design. When we designed these new devices, we were not only focused on user centricity, but also considered them as interior pieces that speak the same language with the building interior. We can customize the experience any way you want. This adaptability is not only limited to physical appearance, color, and material design. There are also digital customization features that offer many new possibilities that evolve with the building and offer a unique experience. And these devices are made of durable, long-lasting materials with optimized energy consumption. But don't just take it from us. We have co-created this solution with our customers. Let's hear from one of our first customers what using KONE Office Flow is really like.
You know, that site and location has all of the quintessential features of Chicago. It has Wacker Drive, it has the river, it has central location in the largest and most active submarket in the central business district. The elevators are the one thing that every occupant utilizes every single day, multiple times a day. And as a consequence, again, creating an intuitive, seamless, and user-friendly experience is critical to the success of the building. We see the absolute latest and greatest in elevator controls technology being an essential component for how we execute our real estate strategy on a go-forward basis. We got everything that we expected out of the execution by the KONE team, and we're extraordinarily happy with the quality of the product to date.
We want to create the smartest buildings possible, and we are certain that the only way to do that is together. KONE is building a partner ecosystem to achieve a wider set of capabilities and enable faster innovation. We have an open platform on which anyone can develop new solutions that can help us create completely new kinds of experiences. And today, we are announcing new ecosystem partners to provide synergy with KONE Office Flow. Customers with Dormakaba access control can easily integrate access management and mobile access. By connecting Confi Workplace Experience Platform from Siemens and KONE Office Flow, tenants can enjoy seamless user experience. With Smarter Spaces Tenant Experience app, we can make workplaces one step safer and effortless together. By combining Schneider Electric's employee experience app and KONE Office Flow, tenants have a unified experience for improving people flow. So KONE Office Flow is designed to be easily integrated with your preferred systems or applications. You can either use your existing building apps or take advantage of integrations between KONE and partner solutions. So KONE Office Flow has an important part to play in the workplace of the future. It will provide smooth and personalized access, optimize people flow, help you differentiate with an enhanced user experience, and finally, build smarter, adaptive workplaces. Thank you.
Wow, Office Flow. It sounds like the perfect way to meet your users' needs and thus adding, value to your office buildings during these challenging times. Thank you so much, Hanna.
We have talked a lot about the future today. At KONE, it is something we're always thinking about, and as you've heard, we are not doing it alone. We are constantly seeking ways to collaborate and innovate with our customers, partners, and other industry leaders. Today, I am excited to share that we are working with Accenture and Amazon Web Services to develop a forward-looking vision of the next generation post-pandemic office. You'll hear more in the coming months, but now we are inviting you to help shape this vision. We've discussed many changes that will likely shape the workplace in the future. But out of these 5, we want to hear which one you feel will be the longest lasting. So please, go to the polls tab to share your thoughts.
That'll be exciting to read. But hey, next up, Visa Rauta will reveal our new solution which is all about emotional brand building through multi-sensory storytelling. Please go ahead, Visa.
Thank you. I'm excited to share a new solution, how to elevate the user experience to a higher level. The much anticipated KONE Digital Experience Car is available from today. The car combines KONE's digital experience know-how with the state-of-the-art technology, resulting digitally driven, emotionally engaging elevator rides. It represents excellence in execution, and it's crafted individually to meet the needs of each building. KONE Digital Experience Car is built on multisensory experience. Ultimately, designing multisensory experience is all about winning the hearts and minds of end users. Human beings who are driven by experiences. A multisensory digital experience triggers memories in our brain, such as that lovely grandma spoiling the grandchildren, a strong memory of her baking. And you can clearly visualize it, smell it, hear her voice, taste of the bun in your mouth, and the feel in your fingertips. That is a multisensory memory. It has multiple simultaneous traces in your memory, and that is why the memory is so strong. And this is exactly the mechanism that the most successful companies and architects in the world research and utilize right now to create memorable services, product experiences, and responsive architecture. We reinforce the way people experience the present by having them reconnect with positive memories of the past. Let's see how it can be utilized in high-rise and office buildings. The solution has endless possibilities to create a distinctive visitor experience. In addition to the brand of the building itself, a visitor can be greeted from the main lobby with a VIP elevator call that is digitally enhanced. The experience begins right from arrival to lobby and continues seamlessly on the tenant floor, creating a strong visitor experience and additional value for the tenant. Most of the building users are employees or different kinds of repeat visitors. A personalized employee experience can make an elevator ride relaxing and refreshing break from work and help boost productivity. There are unlimited possibilities to celebrate special occasions, seasons, or make business opening events stand out and honor VIP guests. Digital experiences to trigger memories and tell soulful stories in a unique and beautiful way. I would like to share a recent success of KONE Digital Experience Car. This one is installed in an observation tower and tourist attraction called Näsinneula in Finland. What does our customer, Mr. Aresuo, think about this?
You could say that London has Big Ben and Paris has Eiffel Tower, and we in Tampere we have Näsinneula Tower. Our core business is to run a theme park, which means adventures, storytelling, action, fast speed. So providing an immersive experience that could almost feel like a roller coaster or something similar. That was the main objective for us. We have currently two different themes. Another one is very fast-paced, energetic, powerful, colorful. The other theme, that's calmer. It's more sophisticated, a little bit bubbly. So you can basically build any kind of theme you like. Just use your own imagination. That was the key for the success of this project, the very close collaboration with KONE design team. They were listening to us at every turn. Despite the pandemic, we met the deadlines and the outcome is really good. The feedback has been only positive. These are not the kind of elevators that you can see anywhere, so most of the people are quite surprised because the experience is really exciting actually.
And this is what the Näsinneula Digital Experience Car looks like. The KONE Digital Experience Car is excellently executed and individually crafted, both physically and digitally, for each customer as a bespoke service. The infinite technology enables vast options to reach perfection. Plus, not to forget, health and well-being aspect. The infinite technology setup is not limited to entertainment only. The KONE air sanitizing system is a state-of-the-art purifier. It has two-step multi-layered mechanical filtration, an extra shot of UVC light that inactivates bacteria and viruses, and it's ultra-quiet, safe to use. As a result, the cleanest air you will breathe all day is in your elevator. Finally, the KONE Digital Experience Car in nutshell. The solution has advanced leading-edge technology that enables impactful storytelling and premium air quality. It is designed for the senses to win end users' hearts and minds, multisensory experience that differentiates. The solution enables a distinctive visitor and employee experience through individually crafted content. Today, brands need to create as many opportunities for engagement as possible to succeed. Through the KONE Digital Experience Cars, buildings can have individual and emotionally engaging experiences for their end users and thus differentiate from the competition in an impressive way. Thank you.
Thank you, Visa. Wow, what a presentation. That digital experience car looks simply amazing. It gives us, at least it gives me another good reason to visit Tampere. Fantastic. I love how much of a versatile and multi-sensory experience it really is. Just fantastic. Thank you.
I couldn't agree more. And I have a confession to make.
Uh-huh.
I fell in love with it at first sight.
Oh, la la.
It's just amazing.
Lucky elevator.
Hey, let's now look at the results from the poll. It looks like that increasing adoption of digital tools and ways of working got the most votes.
Okay, makes sense.
Thank you for sharing your vision with us. We'll be analyzing your feedback and combining it with the other research we have collected so far. You can also leave comments or ideas on the Q&A tab. And as said, you'll hear more about this initiative later this year. So stay tuned for more exciting things to come.
And if you haven't already done so, please go to the Q&A tab and submit a question, because we're going to be having Tomio, Hanna, and Visa back here on stage. And they'll love to answer your questions and comments when they come back.
Lots of fantastic innovations were discussed today. So now, let's bring Sasha and Rami back for a quick summary. Welcome back, Sasha and Rami.
This was just meant to be a short introduction to provide highlights regarding this launch. But what about next steps?
So the majority of the offering is available immediately globally. There are some restrictions for certain regional markets. We're very excited to work with you and your clients to understand how we can future-proof the vertical transportation systems of your buildings.
To find out more details about these specific KONE solutions and all that KONE has to offer for high-rise buildings, please work with your local KONE sales office and feel free to get in touch with us, either in person where the situation allows for it, or by phone, email, and you can visit our dedicated KONE Major Projects website for information about all our solutions and technologies.
Thank you very much, and now we return back to our host studio in Finland.
Great, and now we have Tomio, Hanna, and Visa with us here in the studio. Welcome back.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We have gotten a lot of good questions from the audience. Dr. Kana mentioned drones and an increasing amount of deliveries to buildings. Can drones be connected to elevators? I think this one goes to Hanna.
Yes, thanks. A great question. So we can see that the automated deliveries with drones and robots is a segment that has a lot of potential. And at KONE we see the whole smart building market growing, and we can be a major contributor. in this rich ecosystem. And actually, if I think about it, so with connectivity, APIs, and open ecosystem approach, we can bring a different kind of experiences to our customers, and we can bring our expertise on people flow to the smart building domain. So robots and drones are fitting very well to this picture, and we are working with partners in this area very, very actively. When thinking about it, it's also interesting to hear from our customers what kind of ideas they are, how they are using drones and so on, because when we start developing something new, we take a customer perspective on this and then co-create together with our customers, ecosystem partners and users.
Hey, thank you all for setting all these questions. It's hard to pick which one we're gonna use, but hey, there's one on a very important topic on cybersecurity. So they're asking, how does KONE ensure the cybersecurity of its solutions and services? Who can answer that?
I can take that.
Okay.
Very important question. We of course hear this question many times from our customers, and first of all, we take safety and security and cybersecurity very seriously in KONE. We are committed to the highest standards in cybersecurity and data privacy. When we are developing new equipments, new devices, new digital solutions, they go through very thorough and testing and validation process to meet different regulations, different laws in different regions. So that's one element. I think what I also want to highlight is the cultural development side. We are investing a lot in cybersecurity culture development in KONE. For example, last week we had a cybersecurity week where in whole KONE we celebrated this topic. We increased the awareness of this topic, which will be so important topic in the future. So very much something where we want to be a step ahead in future.
Thank you, Tomio. And it will be that way, for sure. Yeah. And now, well, I'll take this one, which is another very topical issue. This came up actually partly in Visa's presentation, a really cool picture of the filter, air filter, and so on. So I guess this one is perhaps for you. How do I ensure health and safety of users in elevators during these times?
Yes, yes. We all want to stay healthy. That is definitely something we all can relate to. And based on our research, air quality is definitely the #1 concern in the offices. And that is why we have just introduced the state-of-the-art air purifier.
That's good.
Another key solution is definitely Office Flow, the contact-free solutions of it, such as the mobile application, elevator call, and all these full automatized solutions. So basically, there's no surface spread, no surface contact, and that is why it's perfect solution.
Thank you, Visa. Thank you, everyone, for the great questions we have received so far. And thank you, Tomio, Hanna, and Visa. Unfortunately, we are nearing the end of our time together.
Oh.
But before we go, let's head up to the rooftop to hear KONE CEO Henrik Ehrnroot's closing words.
Let's go.
As we just heard from Visa, this is the new digital experience car. Pretty nice, right? It has endless opportunities for customization. Now, you can offer your customers and tenants with an amazing elevator experience. Wow. What an exciting launch it has been. Welcome to the next era of high-rise working and living. Hi, Henrik.
Hi, Fatima.
What an exciting launch we've had.
I think it's been great. Many great speakers, and I think the launch is, of course, that is what I think is fantastic. I must say that I could not be more proud that I'm currently of our teams, what they have done, and of these solutions.
Couldn't agree more. Take it away.
Thank you. We have worked a lot with our customers around the world to understand their vision, to understand what future may hold. And I think you have seen a lot of innovation that's come out of that. It's really been about reimagining high-rise today. Some of the highlights clearly have been the introduction of KONE Office Flow, how we combined in a totally new way the destination control, access control, and a new mobile experience. We firmly believe that this will make offices and other similar buildings more attractive for their users and therefore more competitive for their owners. We have also introduced new digital experiences, what you heard, for example, from Visa and from Hanna, for our high-rise customers, and also how we can upgrade current buildings to meet even better the needs of the future. And we know that there are great things we can do with connectivity. At KONE, we have been working on this for many years already, and we've seen the great outcomes we can deliver with our 24/7 connected services and the momentum we have with our DX class elevators in Europe that we launched just under a year ago and now bringing out to the rest of the world. So these are just some examples, and we can see that more is coming. But perhaps one of the themes today is that we have a rapidly changing world that we all know. And to meet the current and future needs, we need to be adaptable, and we need to have platforms that are therefore future-proof and can deliver outcomes that are relevant to us not only today, but in 5 and 10 years' time. That is what we have been working so hard on over the past years, and I'm so happy what we have launched today. So I would like to, from my own behalf, thanking all of you for joining this event today, and I hope you have enjoyed it as much as I have. And with that, I'm again handing it back to Fatima and to Andre.
Thank you, Henrik. What a launch we've had today. Unbelievable. And a big thank you also to all of our great speakers today.
But most of all, we would like to thank all of you for being with us today. Please do give us feedback on your experience with us. You can find the feedback form on the Event Mobi home screen. We'd love to hear what you thought about the event.
So, hey, stay safe out there.
On behalf of KONE, I wish you all an amazing day.
See you.
See you.
Bye-bye.
וואו, עולם המגדלים הולך להיראות אחרת לגמרי.
לגמרי.
ומובייל, חושים, שמיעה, ראייה, זיהוי פנים, זה... האמת זה, דיברנו על משרדים, אבל כנראה שזה הולך להשפיע על כל הערים שלנו של המחר. ואני חושב שכולנו שמענו פה שתכנון מוקדם ועיצוב של תנועת האנשים, באמת במרחב העתידי, באופן גמיש, עם הצרכים העתידיים, זה משהו שהולך לשנות את כולנו. אגב, צריך לציין, שאלתי את עצמי כמה משתתפים יהיו. במדיות השונות זה לינקדין, פייסבוק, והלינק של האתר היהודי שלנו, כ-500 משתתפים. אני בטוח שיש עוד הרבה שאלות.
מדהים.
אז באמת תזכרו, אנחנו ככה בכמה מילות סיכום וכמה שאלות ותשובות מהרבות שקיבלנו, אבל יש לנו את מרכז המבקרים שלנו, של ה-DX בנתניה, ובאמת אנחנו מזמינים כל אחד ואחד מכם הצופים להגיע למפגשים אישיים ולהעמיק ביחד.
אז רגע לפני שאנחנו נענה על מספר שאלות, הסבר קצר על ההגרלה שתתרחש בתום המשדר. לכל המשתתפים בשידור החי, אתם מוזמנים ברגע זה לשלוח למספר הוואטסאפ שבתחתית המסך את המשפט KONE 2021 דובאי. בתוספת שם מלא, תפקיד וחברה. אני רוצה רק לחדד, כי ההגרלה מיועדת לשותפינו המתעסקים בעולם הבנייה, בתחומי ההנדסה, אדריכלות, קבלנים, יזמות וחברות ניהול בניינים.
ורק להם.
ולהם בלבד תוענק הזכות להשתתף בהגרלה. אז קדימה, לשלוח אלינו כבר עכשיו. שלחתם לנו שאלות רבות במהלך המשדר, ואנחנו נענה לעיקריות שבהם בשמחה. ונחזור גם לאלו שלא ענינו לאחר המשדר. אז נתחיל עם השאלה הראשונה. סגי, דובר כאן על KONE Office Flow, השקנו פתרון חדש. במה זה שונה מכל מערכות הכניסה החכמות הקיימות היום בשוק?
תראי קרן, KONE Office Flow הוא פתרון שבעצם משלב את כל נושא בקרת הכניסה עם חוויית הלקוח במהלך הנסיעה במעלית. זה פתרון חדש שמותאם לתקופה המורכבת של היום, שמושתתת על תנועה חלקה ללא מגע. אנחנו יודעים להגיד שחוויות אישיות מעצימות את התחרות בחדשנות, מושכות, כישרונות ומבטיחות את רווחתם הכלכלית של העובדים. KONE Office Flow הוא פתרון גמיש, שמחובר וצומח עם הצרכים ומתאים לעתיד הדיגיטלי של מקום העבודה.
אז אם מדברים אנחנו על תכנון, סיסיליה, במה זה מתבטא?
קודם כל בואו רגע נבהיר לכולנו שאנחנו נמצאים בליגה של הגדולים. אנחנו מדברים על מייג'ור פרויקט ומגה פרויקט, וברגע שאנחנו מגיעים לתחומים האלה, אנחנו בקונה כבר שנים פועלים למעורבות ו-early engagement בשפה שלנו, בשלבים המוקדמים של הפרויקט. לצורך כך יש לנו כבר בקונה מחלקות יהודיות, הן לוקליות והן גלובליות, לאפיון הבניינים והתאמת חלופות שונות לרווחת המשתתפים. לא כל הפתרונות אצלנו, אנחנו עובדים איתכם בשיתוף פעולה. פתרונות אשר בסוף היום יאפשרו גמישות הן בתהליך הבנייה וכמובן בסיומו.
גיא, כל מה שראינו פה, האם זה קיים גם בישראל?
אז זו שאלה באמת מעולה, ושאל אותי לא מזמן אחד היזמים, באמת KONE ישראל על המפה בקונה. וחשוב לדעת שאחת מחמשת הערים עם הכי הרבה מגדלים בעולם בקונה זו תל אביב. זאת אומרת, אנחנו גם מדינה חדשנית, ולכן הטכנולוגיות שראינו פה היום יגיעו מהר מאוד לישראל ובעדיפות. וכבר השנה, שמענו בהתחלה, מכרנו לא מעט מעליות עם טכנולוגיות ה-DX, ויש לנו כבר, כמו שנאמר, כמעט כ1,000 מעליות ויותר שמחוברות ל-24/7 שלנו. ובאמת אני חושב שהדברים שדיברנו פה כן בהחלט יהיו בישראל וממש בקרוב. ואני באמת אומר, כמו שסיסיליה אמרה, אנחנו באמת פה מדינה חדשנית עם חזון. פה כרגע בשידור יש לנו יזמים ואדריכלים וקבלנים שבאמת רוצים לבנות את הבניינים המובילים בעולם. אז אנחנו באמת, מה שראינו היום זה לא איזשהו מצגת שיווקית, אלא באמת כלים שאנחנו נעבוד עליהם ביחד בתכנונים העתידיים שלכם. באמת להביא גם את ה-best practice של הבניינים בעולם בשנים הקרובות, ובאמת אני מתרגש, ואני בטוח שנשב פה עוד 2 או 3, ונשמע את הבניינים הראשונים שהטכנולוגיות האלה מתחילים להיות מיושמים. גם בניינים חדשים, אגב, גם שדרוג של בניינים ישנים. אז באמת תקופה מרתקת ביחד עבור כולנו.
טוב, ועכשיו אנחנו עוברים להגרלה, שכולנו מחכים אליה.
איזה התרגשות.
אז...
כולה דובאי, מה עושים איזה כזה סיפור, כולה, מה...
אז מי הולך להיות השניים שכבר עכשיו אנחנו יודעים שיזכו לעיר הנדל"ן בדובאי, והחלטנו שערן יהיה זה שבעצם יגיד את המספרים מ-1 עד 90, מאלה שהיו בתוך ה...
כמה אחריות יש עליך עכשיו?
בתוך הזה. ערן, בחר בשבילנו 2 מספרים, מ-1 עד 90, והם המספרים ששלחו לנו את ההודעות בוואטסאפ, יקבלו הודעה בשעה 12 בעמוד הפייסבוק שלנו, KONE ישראל, השמות יפורסמו שם. אז ערן, מי הזוכים שלנו?
אגב, צריך לומר לפני, אני מפריע לפני, היית ככה נשאיר את החבר'ה במתח. קודם כל, KONE ישראל, מי שפספס את השידור או רוצה להמליץ לחברים, השידור יהיה מוקלט שם וניתן לראות, אבל היית בדובאי, ראית פה את הדברים, ככה יש לך איזשהו ככה משפט סיכום לחיבור של הדברים לפני שאתה שולף את המספרים.
כמו שאני אמרתי, דובאי זה לונה פארק לאנשי הנדסה, קבלנות ויזמות. וזה, אנחנו באמת...
והאדריכלים, ארן, והאדריכלים, יש לנו...
הם חלק. האדריכלים, מי מתכנן? בסוף זה אדריכלים.
ומי מנהל את הבניינים גם עליהם.
אבל זה, עכשיו, אנחנו הולכים לארגן שם, ואני רוצה להגיד המון תודה לקונה. תדעו לכם, החבר'ה של KONE ישראל פתחו לנו שם דלתות, והמקומיים, KONE המקומית בדובאי, שהם טוענים שהם הם מתקינים 80% מהמעליות של הבניינים הגבוהים, החבר'ה שם פשוט נתנו לנו כל אתר שרצינו להגיע אליו, אנחנו קיבלנו לשם כניסה. זה היה מדהים פשוט,
מתי
24 בינואר, 24 עד 30 בינואר, יהיה חבילה אחת של 5 ימים, 4 לילות, חבילה אחת 6 ימים, לא, מי שירצה טיפה יותר.
לא, יש כאלה, אני אגיד לך, יש כאלה שכבר חושבים לטוס מעכשיו.
והכי חשוב, לבוא עם 2 מזוודות ריקות, הם לא יודעים איזה אאוטלט יש שם, זה מטורף.
אל תדאג, אנחנו
החבר'ה כבר על הקו סוער מחכים, אז ערן, 2 מספרים מ-1 עד כמה, אתה אני רגע מקשיב באוזנייה למספרים. 1 עד 92, 2 מספרים, שזה המספרים שעומדים כמובן בתנאים שהם מצטרפים אלינו. אז ערן, תן לנו ככה.
17 ו-92.
17 ו-92.
נכנסים להגרלה, והשמות שלהם פורסמו בעמוד הפייסבוק שלנו, קונה ישראל. אז תודה לכולכם. ערן, תודה רבה שבאת והתארחת איתנו.
איזה כיף.
סגי, גיא וסיסיליה. תודה לכל המשתתפים שלנו. תודה לכם שהגיעו ואיתנו באירוע הזה. וכמו שגיא אמר, ניתן לראות את זה גם אצלנו בעמוד הפייסבוק, את המשדר עצמו. אז שלום והמשך יום מקסים לכולם.
להתראות.
להתראות.